in our learning lab, you get to know more about fashion and style. Most of all, you get to know all that's trending on Kongosa. I am your wonderful host, Menyam Sibel. We'll be right back in a bit.
Arise.
Welcome back, beautiful viewers. Remember, if you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, it's your place to share the link. Like, the comment section is always open for your contributions. And if you haven't followed us, you can do that now. On the show Arise and Shine, we take it upon ourselves to get motivated before anything else. But we have an anonymous message that needs your advice. What does this message say? Remember, you can always give that advice without being biased or using derogatory words. So the message we received says, please, I need advice. I am in a difficult situation with my husband, whom I have been married to for several years. We have 5 children together. He easily gets angry when we are having a conversation, and he often becomes controlling, especially about me having more money than him. He shouts at me and has continually beaten me even before he finally married me, always in front of our children and neighbors. I'm thinking of ending the marriage, but still thinking about my 5 children. Please, I need your advice. So, beautiful viewers of the show Arise and Shine, this is another call for help. We need help. So the comment section is open. The number is on your screen for you to advise this person. Now, let us get ourselves motivated. We'll be right back.
Every morning, tell yourself today is going to be a good day. Positivity attracts positivity. Like a magnet, the brighter we shine, the more good things we attract.
Small minds discuss other people, gossip. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas.
Every morning you wake up, I want you to say this one powerful prayer, no matter what religion you follow. I learned this from Louis Hay, who's a world-famous speaker and the best-selling author of the book, You Can Heal Your Life. Please make sure to save this so that you can use it as a reminder. As soon as you wake up, close your eyes and say this all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good, and out of each experience I go through, only good will come to me. I am safe, I'm protected, and I'm loved. This prayer works like magic because even before you start your day, you're priming your subconscious mind to look for the good in everything that is about to happen in your day. So start your day with this powerful mantra and type ready if you're going to make this a part of your morning routine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a call for all of you to always be optimistic in every aspect of your life. Moving forward on the show, remember, we always talk health. But now, let's have fashion and style. And when we come back, we are going to be receiving our guest who will tell us more about the topic on health. Stay tuned. Welcome back, beautiful viewers. Now that fashion and style was to all my ladies, some beautiful outfit combo that you can wear out to that event of yours. Now back to health tips. We have a doctor who is out turning awareness into action all the way from Home Clinic Foundation. You've had him before talk to us about sleep hygiene, hepatitis, and now is here to tell us about what you find out. He's none other but Dr. Brain Tarawo Quinji. Welcome. And of course, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm fine.
All right. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Today, let's know what you wanted to talk to us about when it comes to drugs and substance abuse.
All right. Thank you very much, Sibel. If you've noticed, the level of drug abuse in Cameroon is on the rise.
Okay.
We can testify as well as you can that at least you know one person that is involved in drug use disorder.
Yeah.
So it is a growing concern, and that is why I'm here to talk about it, because it concerns or would impact us in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So we must take it as a personal issue. But the first thing is to raise awareness so that people can be conscious of these problems in the community. So that collectively we can find a solution and we can stop those who are not involved from becoming involved.
All right. So Dr. Brain, what is drug and substance abuse? Let's start with the overall definition.
All right. I will be very simple with my answer.
Yeah.
Drug and substance abuse is simply the abnormal use of drugs or substances. Typically, the word abuse comes from two words. The AB stands for abnormal and the second one stands for use. So everything has their proper use. The water you drink has its proper use. The food you eat has its proper use. So whenever you use it out of the normal, we call it abuse. So there are certain substances that have been used abnormally for the purposes for which they were not intended. Typically, most of us will think about all the illicit drugs around. Even pharmacological drugs are also being abused. So I'm going to talk about drug and substance abuse in general, not neglecting medications given at the level of the hospital and also the illicit drugs that are circulating around. So drug abuse in simple terms is simply the abnormal use of drugs and substances.
Okay, so what are the most commonly abused substances among youth today?
All right, I'll talk about our context, Cameroon, typically Bamenda or the rest of the regions. The most common drug that is abused everywhere in the world is alcohol. I'm sure some of our viewers might just be smiling because they are all victims. They are all victims of alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
So alcohol is actually a drug, and I want all of us to know that alcohol is a drug. It's true that it's being marketed like commercially available, readily available. You can buy it regardless of your age, especially here in Cameroon.
Yeah.
It's one of the first drugs that is commonly abused. Among many, we have what we call tramadol. It's a medical drug used in the hospital, but youths are abusing it these days. And let me not say youth, it's being abused. Yes, there are elders who do that. Then in addition to that, we have what we commonly call Kayo. Kayo is actually methamphetamines. We call it the poor man's coke. So it is cheaper than the real, than the real stuff, you know. They take cocaine mixed with some other thing and the rest. And some people say bones. Well, bones because they have sulfur, because sulfur is part of all of those amphetamines and the rest. So methamphetamines. We also have what we call red. Red is actually a tablet that contains thiopentadol and other psychoactive drugs. Then we also have the marijuana, which we call mbanga typically.
Yes.
or cannabis, yes. So we also have other drugs like nicotine in cigarettes. So there are so many of them, but these are most of the commonly abused drugs within the context that
Okay.
I've seen and that I've also received persons who are victims of this.
Okay, let's ride on. Thank you very much for that explicit response.
Yeah.
How does substance use disorder differ from casual drug use?
Substance use disorder, in fact, when we use the word addiction, sometimes it's scary.
Right?
It's very scary. It can make people become scared of showing up because it has a stigma attached to it.
Okay.
So the word drug and substance or substance use disorder, it's a preferable and a more friendly word when we want to refer to somebody who is a victim of addiction.
Oh, that's smart.
Yes, in that way, you encourage openness. So substance use disorder is simply that behavioral pattern. Despite your awareness of its negative consequences on you, you still keep up using it
You can't avoid
because
it.
you find it difficult stopping it.
Okay.
Yes, but there's a certain level of let me say there is what we use in determining the level or the severity of substance use disorder.
Okay.
Its severest level, we can call it addiction. But again, I say the use of those words is a little bit it's a little bit careful because you don't want to stigmatize people who are actually going through a problem. Because substance use disorder is a health problem. It's a disease, just like HIV and any other thing. It has its own way it plays on your body. Yeah, so casual drug use is just like an intermittent use of a drug just to boost your mood and everything.
Yeah.
But you don't have this compelling use of it that you are aware of its consequences and you can't stop.
Okay.
So that is the slight difference that can help you understand this.
All right. Let's talk about the risk factors. What are the key risk factors that predispose young people to substance abuse?
Well, we will talk about young people, but everybody is involved. Like I said earlier, alcohol is generally abused worldwide, you know.
Yes.
So what some of the things that make young persons, especially in our context, to get involved in drug and substance, I'll list a few, but there are many more.
Okay.
You know, so one of the issues is the societal aspect, where people are victims of trauma, victims of depression, victims of whether it's heartbreak or whatsoever. It gradually leads them to look for ways of overcoming these emotional and these stressful situations.
Especially heartbreak.
Exactly. So some people turn to drugs to take it to very, very high levels, which are abusive. And when they do this repeatedly, they begin to get used to, or they begin to develop this kind of mood where it can only be given by the drug. They lack a disconnection to happiness that comes naturally. They only get it when they use those drugs. So those depression, mental health issues like depression and the rest can also be a leading cause. Sometimes idleness. You know, we existing in a situation where a lot of youths are unemployed. So what do they spend time doing? They look for ways of replacing this idleness with something. And of course, they readily turn to the available substances that are around just to help them feel good and forget about the moment. So in essence, when youths are idle, it's easy for them to get into this kind of behaviors. We also have peer pressure. People want to become part of a gang. They want to identify, especially when the child is at the age where he or she is trying to identify with a group of persons out there. And it is worse when the family does not offer the child an environment that is welcoming. If you're abusive to a child, you never see anything good in them and so on. They begin to find another family elsewhere. And when they join these gangs, they tell them, for you to belong, you have to be able to smoke. For you to belong, you have to be able to take these drugs, you do this and that. And because of that gang membership, you find them into those things, especially those who are transitioning from their youth, from their young age into the youthful stage, and they are looking for areas of identifying with persons. We also have poor performance in school. Most children who don't perform well in school, you hardly see them, you know, being attached to, they find themselves attached to things that will eventually lead them to drug and substance abuse. And also a family history of drug and substance abuse can also be a factor. You know, your child will smoke. When you're smoking, when it grows up seeing you smoke, it thinks that daddy
normal.
or
It's a
mama,
good
yes,
thing.
is doing a good thing.
Yeah.
You take alcohol, your child will grow up. So that family history where you have addicts can easily transfer to the children because they observe. They learn more from your non-verbal lessons than your verbal
That's
lessons.
true.
So those are some of the things that can encourage this kind of behavior among youths. And that's why we're facing what we face today. You know, we have challenges of employment, we have challenges of crises, war. So a lot of youths are into this, not because they wanted to, but because they are victims of all these situations.
Okay. So in relation to mental health, Dr. Brain, how does mental health correlate with substance use among teenagers?
All right, thank you. Mental health, like I said earlier, depression, stress. So some people need to find coping mechanisms.
All right.
When they find it difficult getting coping mechanisms, where do you see them? They start consuming alcohol.
Okay.
You know, some families, they say the man is a drunkard or the woman is a drunkard. He always drinks and come back home. The question is that home or family providing him the necessary environment that is good for his or her mental state?
Good question.
So you realize that mental health, which comes from sometimes your environment and the things happening around you, could be your relationship, it could be your, you know, it can push people into looking for coping mechanisms, and drugs is always the readily available mechanism for them to cope. So that's something that pushes people into that.
Okay.
There are some people truly they have some issues when it comes to their mental state and the rest. They can easily get into such things. But in a nutshell, mental health, which comes from your environmental things around you, can easily bring you to things like stress and depression. And when people want to cope with those situations, they can easily become victims of drug use disorder.
Okay, so what role does family history play in the livelihood of developing a substance use disorder?
Yes, the family history, like I earlier mentioned, you know, when you have a family where we have addicts from generation to generation, the children tend to follow in that trend. That's to tell you that anything you do today, you're actually posing or putting your family at risk. I want to encourage parents to understand that whatever they do, they are going to transfer it into their children and their generations, whether conscious or unconscious. So you have to be a very careful parent when you do some of these things. And I want to encourage you all to understand that when it comes to drug and substance abuse, the problems are enormous. It's not only going to be financial to the family, it's also going to be on their health. And it's also going to be on the perception of how the family is. And it's going to run for generations. Yes, that is how this issue runs in families. Because children learn from all of the unconscious or maybe the non-verbal habits that they see their elders, their uncles, mothers and fathers do. And moreover, sometimes for pregnant women who are drug addicts, the word addicts, who are victims of drug use disorder, sometimes it can alter the way this child is growing in utero, in the womb. And when they alter the chemistry of these children grow, when they are born, they may be born with certain issues. It could be mental, it could also be some malformations. And these same children might find themselves back in the same trend.
True.
So that is how these things can impact families and how family histories can be a reason why this continues.
Okay, so what prevention strategies can be put in place to solve this problem of drug substance abuse?
Let me take a deep breath because
Okay.
it's a cascade of things.
Okay.
Maybe smiling, but it's a serious issue because it's often said if you don't cut the roots and you focus on cutting the branches, you keep sprouting out. So tackling this issue is going to be a multi-faceted thing where we are not only going to be involved as individuals, we need involvement from every aspect, from the government through policies, from healthcare professionals, right down to individuals and families. But collectively, what we can do as of now is first promoting awareness. Some people get into drug and substance use disorder without knowing the implications it has on them. But by raising awareness and telling them the impact of how this thing can be to their health and their life as a whole, can prevent some people from getting into it.
That's true.
So proper awareness and dissemination of information that is credible and of quality can be the first tool we will use to prevent those who are not yet victims from becoming victims of this substance use disorder.
Okay.
On the other hand, those who are part or who are already victims of it, we should offer a friendly environment. Remember, I said this thing is a disease.
True.
That's why the word addiction is stigmatizing, but the word a substance use disorder is a little bit friendly.
True.
So because let me just share with you one of the things these medications do, according to the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. A research was done, and which shows that most of these drugs causes you to release what we call feel-good hormones.
Okay.
And these feel-good hormones, then permit me use the name like dopamine.
All right.
Dopamine makes you happy, makes you feel good. It makes you temporarily forget that there's something happening in your life. You know, this is why people take it, because they want to feel good.
Okay.
And when it becomes repetitive, it alters their brain chemistry so much so that they feel the pleasure they are normally supposed to feel naturally only when they have these drugs.
Okay.
So it is altering their brain chemistry, and by doing so, it is a disease process. And so when you see a victim of substance use disorder, don't look at them to be people who are outcasts, people who are tyrants and the rest. Don't stigmatize them. Understand that they are into it because of a situation, and because of the situation, they got into this disease process.
All right.
So offering friendly environments and identifying the root cause of why some of these people became substance use abusers from the first place is very important. Providing them a safe space for recovery and managing their medical as well as their psychological aspects that may be involved. So this is the second part, how we can help victims. The third thing is for the government and every key stakeholder to be involved in stopping the circulation and smuggling of these medications.
Is that possible?
That is something, like I said, it's not something that we can handle it at individual level. We need the collaboration of government, civil society organization, health structures, and even you and I to promote this circulation of illicit medication, and also to promote awareness. And sometimes making unavailable some of the substances that they use in producing these drugs.
Great.
Yes, there are some countries where you cannot cultivate the coca plants, which is used in producing cocaine.
Okay.
It's restricted. Even here in Cameroon, cannabis or banga, it is not allowed for you to cultivate it. But well, people still do. But how can we enforce some of these things in a way that we minimize the circulation of this illicit, the production of them, or the cultivation of some of these substances that are used in producing them, plants that are used in producing them? Sorry.
Okay.
So these are some of the ways, but I believe in subsequent discussions we'll have to examine some of these in details and other ways in which we can combat this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The way you're saying it is like you're reading from one book, but it's all in the brain. So we have this other question for you. How do socioeconomic factors impact substance use among adolescents? Have you answered this?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Well, when we talk about socioeconomic factors, it still boils down to having access to this medication. Now, poverty is actually a risk factor of drug and substance abuse.
Poverty.
Yes, poverty is a risk factor.
How?
You realize, in fact, studies show that people who are very poor are drug, and they easily have a risk of getting involved in drug and substance abuse. Paradoxically, those who are very rich too,
they do.
They have, of course, they can afford these things.
It's
easy for them to afford. Then those who are very poor, because poverty in itself is a disease. Poverty brings you through a lot of mental stress, depression, and so many things. So in order to cope with that state or that moment, you become exposed to this substance use disorder. And for the extremely wealthy, some of them can afford it. So you find out, well, maybe everything is good for them. They have money. They just keep trying things and so on and so forth. So that is how economic situations can become an influence to this. And of course, if we look at the economic situation, also in the light of, for example, employment. If somebody is not employed, of course, they are not earning a salary, they are not productive, so they are always free. That idleness and the rest.
Yeah.
So the only thing they turn to is drugs.
Sure.
That is exactly how these socioeconomic stages play on people in
Okay.
relation to being a risk factor for
Okay.
substance use disorder.
Okay. So to solve the problem, we need to create jobs.
Of course, to solve the problem, one of the ways,
Mm.
I don't want to say to solve because this thing is a cascade of issues.
Okay.
Because even when you're solving some problems at the level of providing employment, you also find out that it's still circulating.
Yeah. What about
The
the people
affluent,
who are employed and are wealthy that is still
of course,
engaging in
they
it?
still
Yeah.
have access to it. So
True.
we have to reduce access to this. We also have to provide employment where youth can become more useful,
True.
less idle,
Mhm.
and also productive to the nation. You cannot imagine the amount of productive talent and youth we've lost.
True.
I've met a lot of young people, from girls to boys, who are victims of this. Some of them want to come out, but they find it difficult now because they've already confused their body chemistry to always feel good when they are on these drugs,
Wow.
giving them this repetitive use disorder.
Mhm.
So, I mean, when we handle the issue of economy, employment, and the rest, we can reduce it, we can minimize it.
Okay.
But not doing anything about it only opens the door for the thing to keep expanding rapidly.
Exactly. Okay, thank you very much. We are getting closer to the end. What are the long-term effects of substance abuse on health and well-being in general?
All right, I've been talking a lot, and I believe I've said some of these things within the lines.
Yeah.
So what are the long-term effects? Generally on your health, there are lots of effects.
Okay.
If I take alcohol alone, the consistent consumption of alcohol poses a threat to you in many aspects.
Mhm.
We commonly talk about hepatitis, which we've recently been talking about.
Yeah.
Alcohol can damage your liver. Alcohol too can increase abnormal fat depositions at the level of the liver and also in your blood vessels.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you may always be right if they ask you what's the risk factor for any disease and you call alcohol.
Mm.
You will almost always be right.
Okay.
And smoking as well.
Yeah.
So risk factors for several cancers, we hear some bladder cancer, gastrointestinal cancer, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Beyond that too, you have cardiovascular diseases, for example, high blood pressure, diabetes.
Yeah.
Yes, when you are a stressed person or you are always on psychoactive drugs, what do you expect? Your blood pressure is never normal.
True.
So you eventually develop hypertension.
Mhm.
Moreover, when we talk of diabetes, it's just a consequence of all of this abnormal chemistry where your body produces or become insensitive to insulin.
Okay.
Victims of drug and substance abuse are persons that easily get into those levels.
Okay.
Beyond that, we talk about in terms of dietary or nutrition, most of them are malnourished.
Okay.
They don't feed properly. First, because those psychoactive drugs can fool them into becoming so okay that they don't want to
They don't
eat.
feel hungry.
Yes, for some drugs, most of the
Okay.
psychoactive drugs. And then to an extent, some of these drugs also deplete certain micronutrients that are essential for the body's growth.
Interesting.
For example, a common one is alcohol. It depletes your available stores of vitamin B because vitamin B is generally used to metabolize the alcohol and remove it from your system.
Okay.
So people tend to develop things like anemia. Anemia is because there's not sufficient vitamin B12, for example, for blood production. They also develop cardiac issue and also issues around the brain. Why? Because they deplete their vitamin B1, B2, B3, which are all involved in all of these processes.
Okay.
I don't want to call some big names because it's not
Please don't.
it's not necessary.
Please don't.
But at least you understand that these drugs have an issue on your general nutritional state.
Okay.
Can easily make you malnourished.
Okay.
So chronic use of these drugs is very impactful on your health.
All right.
And beyond health, it also affects your future. You never get to the fullness of your potential.
Okay,
because
really
because you're constantly, because drug and substance abusers usually isolated. They don't do anything productive because they just find themselves somewhere isolated, high on drugs.
Okay.
And they become useless to the community.
Yeah.
Moreover, it consumes your finances. Imagine the amount of money these people lose in all of this.
Every single day.
For example, you find somebody selling everything at home. just to be able to get this drug to stay high.
Yeah.
No, you can bear with me. You
True.
witness how they sell everything from the
True.
TV to the even sometimes they
Yes.
take their shoes and sell. They sell even what they put on
Yes.
just because they want to have this drug. So it's a serious thing, both on health, both on economy, and also on the nation. Imagine the number of potential youths, potential engineers, potential presidents.
Yeah.
I mean that we lose just because of this drug and substance abuse. It's
Okay.
a serious problem, and I think everybody should be involved. You are also involved. People drive on drugs. People in the community that want to harm you like thieves, they are most of the time victims of this. So
Okay.
it is one way or the other going to affect you and I. So it is something that we all must take it as a priority to
Okay.
reduce this among
True.
Cameroonians.
True. So you're talking about these ripple effects that we cannot avoid from drug substance abuse. We have this video that you brought, and I'm sure our viewers would want to take a look before we round up our session. So
Okay.
let's have the video.
Now young boy that it go up, you want to see go calm down. Let's say once she don't change no day, it will come back and give up. You want to see go up, you want to see calm down. Now the thing control it look down here, they let school begin away, the day class, he don't even know say it so he didn't have a phone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have seen that. Well, doctor, you have to explain that video. What's going on there?
All right, that's a young man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, quite, it looked like it's morning, early in the morning.
Yeah.
He's definitely trying to get high, maybe so that the day can go well for him.
Yes.
And of course, he's taken so much of the whatever substance he has taken.
Yeah.
And now he's in a state of euphoria.
Oh,
That
okay.
state where there's no problem. He's feeling so good.
Life is too
Life is good,
life
you know.
is too sweet.
He's
to
in
allow it
another
like
he's
that.
in another realm.
Yeah.
And there he's frozen.
Okay.
For him, there's no problem. But
Okay.
for you, the viewer, he has a problem.
Mhm.
Yes. We don't know what might have been going on.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, that's the effect of a drug use disorder.
Okay.
And you might realize that he wants to stop, but he finds it difficult.
Okay.
That is what we call substance use disorder.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this last question for you: how can communities better support youth at risk of substance abuse?
Like I said, this issue is a holistic issue. We cannot look at it from one direction. We cannot solve it only medically.
Yeah.
Because there are other reasons why people get into this, which are non-medical reasons, but they eventually develop medical problems.
Okay.
So we have to put hands together as a community to see to it that we promote awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, when you promote awareness, you help people who are not victims yet. You tell them the effects of this, so it prevents them from getting into something that they are now aware of.
Okay.
Then we provide a safe space for those who are already victims. First, don't stigmatize them. Identify them as persons who are sick and they need help.
Okay.
And when you identify them, it's also important to help them to be able to express themselves.
Yeah.
You can either channel them to professionals who are trained to do this, who can identify, bring them in, and then begin to walk them through the process of weaning them out of this habit.
Okay.
Then we also have a community level, which is not just community as community, a global level where we talk about organizations and we talk about the government getting involved so that we stop the distribution of these drugs and substance disorder, and then we promote an environment where there will be employment and less idle youth who will be actively involved in the nation building.
All right.
In that way, the community can help combat or minimize this or reduce this to the lowest level possible.
Okay. So advise the viewers in general as you do.
I want to first of all say drug and substance abuse is a growing concern in Cameroon. It's going to affect you in one way or the other, and you are involved in the fight against this. It is true that one man cannot do this, one organization cannot do this, but a collective effort of you and I, including organizations and the government or policy makers, can help us combat this. even though we know there are lots of money involved in the circulation of this, but let us reason and think about the social impact and the impact it has on the GDP of the economy, where we lose potential persons, potential presidents, like I would say, potential engineers, and people who can build the nation. Let us not look at this thing individually. Let us look at the global impact, and let us together fight against this. Don't stigmatize these persons. They are as sick as any other person. Provide a safe environment for them, and preferably use the word substance use disorder and not addiction. In that way, you're going to help them come out of this problem. And however, we're also going to open anonymous groups and anonymous places where we can have these people share their life's experiences and their challenges without any stigma, and so that we can help them. And together we can combat this and provide a nation that we will all be proud of. Thank you all so very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Brain. Given that with you, it's always very calm. Have you noticed how calm we are? Like, I can't wait to have Mrs. Chinada Williams so I can raise my voice up. But yeah, thank you very much for teaching us so well. I believe that our viewers have learned a lot. So, Dr. Brain, you're not going. I want to have your advice on this anonymous message that we received. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, give Dr. Brain his flowers down there in the comment section for teaching us about drug substance abuse. Now he wants to contribute on this particular message that needs our advice, professional or unprofessional. What does the message say? Please, I need advice. I am in a difficult situation with my husband, whom I've been married to for several years. We have 5 children together. He easily gets angry when we are having a conversation, and he often becomes controlling, especially about me having more money than him. He shouts at me and has continually beaten me even before he finally married me, always in front or before our children and neighbors. I'm thinking of ending the marriage, but still thinking about my 5 children. Please, I need your advice. Right, the number is on your screen. Wow. The comment section is open for your contributions. Now, this is about, is it violence?
Yeah, yes, so Dr. Brain. There is violence in all of this. There is. Violence is not something, medically we don't want violence.
Medically.
We don't, because we call it gender-based violence.
Sure.
Violence can be at any level, but this one is serious. The one really serious.
Physical violence.
I will really talk to it to you.
You have to talk because it's your gender.
My gender.
Your gender.
You know, this issue called marriage, let me not use the word issue. Marriage is a beautiful thing. The Bible says so.
Okay.
But before getting into marriage, you should really, if you're a Christian, you should pray about it first before you take certain decisions, because this is a lifelong something. And so if you decide to carry a cross, you have to carry it to the end. So that's why my first advice, because the worry says even before they got married, she had been exposed to this violence.
Sure.
So it's not a good thing. I think one of the things she should have done before getting married was to evaluate, count the cost. The Bible will say before you begin a project, count the cost. Is it worth it?
Worth it.
So I am not for violence, and I think the husband is really supposed to rethink, because the wife seems like an asset.
True.
Having more money than your husband does not make, for me, it doesn't make my wife
there is that insecurity on the side of the man.
As long as she chooses to marry you, it means that she's willing to go all the way with you.
Okay.
So if she has more money than you, to me, it's an asset. She's she's a value to you, which means that in any case where you're not able to meet up, she can step in and fill in the shoes. In fact, she's a suitable helper.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, for me, before you get married, you should measure your compatibility. Compatibility means, are you spiritually compatible?
1.
Are you financially compatible?
2.
Are you?
Right.
So there should be a lot of compatibilities that should be evaluated.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, if you're a Christian, pray about it and make a decision that is not just emotionally driven. It's also driven by guidance
Okay.
from God. And then you should always evaluate these compatibilities, because you don't want to be in a marriage where you and your husband have two different visions and you find it hard helping each other to achieve, because when you get married, both of you are becoming one, which means you're supposed to have one mind, one heart, one everything.
Okay.
So it's not just about sharing the bed together, it's about sharing everything together.
Okay.
So my advice in this situation is they really need to seek help.
They need to seek help. Okay.
But it might seem like the husband might not, but I think the wife should seek help from a professional counselor.
Okay.
Yes, because this is a field where I'm not a master, but at least I think that somebody who is a professional in this can provide them help. It could be their pastor, could be a counselor, so that we don't have things that will eventually lead to killing, because we've seen people who died in marriages.
Yeah.
And if there is something that is a threat to your life, then you should walk away from it, recalibrate, and see what the next steps of handling this can be.
Okay.
So that's my best advice I can give in this situation.
Well, I still have one question for you, but I want to receive some of the messages that have been coming in from this particular topic of discussion. Maybe a comment from you would do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see all your messages coming in, and this time we want to have them. Just so you know, we are still with you. This message says, great show, you all. Okay, thank you very much. I am Madam Jeanette from Travelers. I understand how hard this must be for you. Your safety and well-being should come first. Living in an abusive environment can have lasting effects on your children. I think it's important to reach out for help and consider leaving. Nice one. Yes, there are resources available to support you and your kids. Thank you very much, Madam Jeanette. Okay, this other message says, this is huge, I must say. Yeah, it is. While I sympathize with your situation, I believe in the power of family and commitment. If you think there is a chance to work things out, perhaps seek couples therapy first. It could help address his insecurities and improve communication. But of course, prioritize your safety. And then this one message, we'll get back to Dr. Brain. That notwithstanding, we are still going to take all your messages. Good morning, Team Abakwa TV. Good morning to you too. I am Donald from Devil Streets.
Wow.
To this person, living an abusive relationship is never easy, especially with kids involved. But staying might set a harmful example for them. Nice one. I suggest you explore your options for support and make a plan for a safe exit. Your children deserve a peaceful environment. Thank you very much for this particular message. And ladies and gentlemen, we are still here and your advice is still very much needed. The number is on your screen. The comment section is open. Back to Dr. Brain.
Okay.
Parents, let me not even go to that route of when it's already at physical violence. Do you think that parents should, or do you agree, do you support parents having a conversation and they are kind of in an argument and it's to the hearing of the children or people around?
It's a no. I don't support that.
Okay.
You know, many children grow up to hate marriages because they see what happened between their parents.
Yeah.
I've had friends who told me, female friends, that they don't want to get married. And when I had prolonged conversation with them, say it's just because what I see my parents doing, I don't like marriage. And like I earlier said when I was talking about drug and substance abuse, these kind of behaviors, when you grow up in a family that marriages are abusive and the tendency is that you hate marriage. Or if you eventually get married, you might repeat the same thing your father or mother was doing.
Of which, when you were seeing it, you were like, I will not do this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there is this generational cycle that you can initiate. So that is how dangerous certain behaviors in front of your kids are.
Yeah.
So it's true that marriages is not going to be a smooth ride. There's going to be tolerance. They should be tolerant.
Okay.
Initially, when you get married, there's a lot of dopamine highs where you You want to
What's
explore
dopamine?
this. When I say dopamine, I'm talking about those feel-good
Okay.
hormones, those love, those that
Okay.
honeymoon period.
Sure, you could just say it like that.
Everything is
Yes.
sweet.
Okay.
Yes. Then
Okay.
eventually, do you
Mhm.
think that marriages that survive for 30, 40 years, is it just no?
Okay.
Yes, so couples go through challenges,
Mhm.
but your ability to show love, I mean, love that is not just emotions, love that
Yeah.
is able to understand and forgive
Unconditional per se.
unconditionally is what is going to take you through those moments. And the way you handle your problems should be very, very important because you don't want to expose kids to it. You want to show kids the beautiful side of marriage.
Mhm.
Remember, marriage will be with problems, but how do you handle them is very important. I don't support couples handling it in front of kids, but
Okay.
if they really love each other, they will handle it behind doors. And
Mhm.
when they do it in a quiet, peaceful, and loving way, they're
Mhm.
going to live in marriage for such a long time. And again, find time to do things that you guys love.
Oh.
What you did to attract your husband and why your husband
Marriage
did
counseling going
yes,
on.
just begin to, I mean, find
Yeah.
time to do those things
Okay.
and find time to spend together and explore other new things,
Okay.
vacations and so on and so forth.
All right.
Those things help bonding time, I
Okay.
believe, and then it's going to help you navigate some of these challenges together. And
Okay.
during these times too, you can talk about your problems. I know be
Mm.
like the one, I know, and then when I fix and no, be so the thing there.
We'll be here for you. We're learning from you, doctor.
Learning from me, I'm not married.
We are learning from
It's
you.
my opinion.
Yeah, so thank you very much for sharing. But now, in my mind, this thing has started way long before they got married. So don't you think that is because, oh, this lady just got comfortable, and I don't know why you would stay in a violent relationship. Maybe it's because of the one child, the second child, and you're thinking, oh, what will I do with these children? Someone listening to this will just say, quit. Now, do you or would you advise her to stay just because of the 5 children that she has? Because it's hectic.
It's
One
difficult
one
one.
thing can lead to another, and the beating will not just end at slaps. It will take you to the hospital, and before you know it, you cannot survive.
And to be honest, recently I heard of a violence that began with all this, it was non,
Yeah,
it never involved physical violence, but it
yeah,
eventually led to physical violence,
true.
and somebody died.
You get
So
it.
if it poses a threat to life, I think there should be some distance.
Right?
Yes, but not without trying to fix the problem.
Okay.
Now, this began before marriage. That's why I'm saying that there is a certain level of a missed period where some things were supposed to be evaluated properly before a certain decision was supposed to be made.
Okay.
Having a child out of wedlock is bad, but the children themselves are not a mistake.
True.
Yes. So it should not be the reason you're getting married. That is the wrong reason for getting married. Because you had a child with
Nice
someone
one.
should not be the reason for getting married.
Yeah.
The reason for getting married is beyond just children.
Mhm.
You're getting married to somebody. Children is just a byproduct, which is a
True.
gift from God. It is not the sole reason.
True.
So you should be ready to spend your entire life with someone you choose to.
Okay.
And you should consider certain things, which was, if she had considered some of these things or was properly counseled, I think she would have made a better decision. But now that she is in it already, because we're not talking
Yeah.
about somebody who is already, first
in
way
it.
already the inside soup now. So we'll get
Yes.
for the so for me,
Yeah.
there should be some distance, because if her life of her children at stake, there
Yeah.
should be some distance.
Okay.
Then she should seek counseling for the best way out.
All right.
Yes, God helping her, she can succeed, because with God all things are possible.
You want to pray for this person? I feel like you're taking us to church. A word of prayer to this person, Dr. Brain. Just say, God will help you. I pray that God will keep helping you. Yeah.
Okay, I pray that God will keep helping you and give you a solution even
Yeah.
in this time.
And the people of God will say amen. Thank you very much, Dr. Brain, for coming on the show and always teaching us. We are grateful. So let me tease your brain.
Okay. I hope say the one go
I hope so.
easy.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you have had Dr. Brain on today's edition of the show, and I hope that you have enjoyed this very educative session. Now, let's tease his brain so that he can now take his leave. I'm teasing your brains as well, so the comment section is open. The number is on your screen. What does this riddle say, particularly? What fastens two people yet touches only one? What fastens two people? What brings, oh, let me help you. What brings two people together yet touches only one? What's that symbol? I'm trying to make you get a glimpse of it.
Like the one pass my power. What fastens two people yet touches only one?
Only one. Yeah.
You said it's a symbol.
Kind of. Maybe I don't want to.
It cannot be love because it touches both persons.
It touches both, yes. But it's in that direction of love. Some of the things that we do when we finally say, okay, we love each other, we're getting married, we go do this, we go sign, and yeah, what's it?
Ha.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
ring.
Oh, now you got you got it, and that was quick. Yeah, but I helped, right?
Normally,
Yes,
you're
of
supposed
course.
to help.
How?
What you've done was just helping, so you're supposed to help.
Okay. But
Just saying
yes.
it in other ways can give you a clue as
Yeah.
to
So
what
I'm
the
saying-
riddle is all about.
So I'm saying that I helped you. So maybe one good turn deserves another.
Okay.
So what's it? What is it that you owe me for that good turn?
Now I owe you flowers.
Flowers.
Yes, I'll give you your flowers.
Give me my flowers, of course.
I'll
Now
give
it's
you
been
your
a wonderful
flowers.
time with you. You have some people you want to say hello to before you take your leave.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm super excited because I'm able to do what I do because of great persons, great organization.
Okay.
I want to say a mighty thank you to Abakwa TV.
Okay.
I mean, you're doing an amazing job providing us a platform like this where we can share information that is of quality and that can help people make informed decisions.
True.
I also want to shout out to our partners and our new partnership, which we just signed recently
Okay.
with MXT Health Aids under the leadership of Ms. Decenta Asheri, where
Okay.
provide home health aiders or caregivers. So we're partnering with them in order to do a lot of home health services and caregiving services.
All
I
right.
also want to shout out to Graceland Pharmacy, Great Foundation, Diligent Hands, Miss Integrity Cameroon. In fact,
Okay.
the list is so long,
Yes,
so I
I
want
was
to
about to tell you it's okay.
I want to say shout out to you.
Yeah. All
And
right.
our one and only
Okay.
Menyam Side, Dave, and the entire
You
team of
people's one
Abakwa
and
TV.
only Menyam Sido.
So we want to appreciate
Yeah.
you so much for the great and mighty job you're doing.
Thank you. We appreciate you too. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
you can now go. It's been a wonderful time with you. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you and have a blessed day. Tom.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned with Dr. Brain from Home Clinic Foundation. I hope you had a wonderful time on this session. Well, remember, it is only when you hear me say until next time, choose Abakwa Television, that's when you are permitted to blink your eye. That is to say, we are still here. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we are getting into the Learning Lab with Mrs. Shinada Williams. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere yet.
It's a bad feeling. It's your boy Kavi. What can you do for you? Where you deny, say you no go leave am. Shane na weather for two. Call it your babe, make una dey feel am. Feel am, oh, feel am, oh, feel am, feel am, feel am. No kill am, oh, no kill am, oh, no kill am, kill am, kill am. Waiting they no do for you. Now you the work at the thief in a spoon. Soiree you wash your food. Men for junction the waiting on you. Apologize for who. Family don't give up on you. You go cry, no money for your side. Apologize for who. Family don't give up on you. You go cry, no money for your side. What can you do for you? Where you deny, say you no go give am. Chain na weather for two. Call it your babe, make una dey feel am. Feel am, oh, feel am, oh, feel am, feel am, feel am.
Yeah.
No kill 'em, no kill 'em, no kill 'em.
So many don't knock, you so then I don't be a caricature. Junkie say if you don't live cup, I not be sure. Say number 3 days, if you not so we no cure. Boss come out carry fool, cause only dessert. Where? Now so you the young like a lion. When man can go touch you go start big iron for iron. Checking when no man of a rely on. Your problem the only climb the mountain of Zion. Hold on, neck for battle go pull you for shock. Like you check from night to tomorrow, you no go flop. On top, your head the chain for touch block. Boy men enjoy the disappearing around the clock. Chop, that's so the thing I don't be for you. Ponka there are 2 doors, 1 caillou. Something of real loss so what so no be na you. Pass a corner, it will cover nature of the blue. Maybe don't to mock I could them obey you. Famina the prayer and say on the fire you. Shep the brigade and from Gata don't tire you. Boy, if you need a better life, stop Caillou. True.
What you can do for you? Where you deny, say you no go live 'em. Shit, no way that for two. Call your baby, kuna de feel 'em. Feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em. No kill 'em, no kill 'em, no kill 'em.
When you just stand and start for pure devil, the way you con the thing up for comment that life with doggy style and say na pony. They let you the drive for darkness where your motor no get on. Oh light, your finera the pass where they no man. Non toka people they not fight the future. Send that pili when a massive and not turn a vulture. It they let say in some boko for the cure na culture. You mona can before leave and if you want for lecture. They say trap for addiction and langa for money. Say man way be holy, don't stop for the do conny. They say Hennessy yo matango I prefer me na pa me. Why I give for make and we no be na for the keep my mommy. You want you be a teacher but no be na GCE. Now you the set, now you the answer, and that's so you the mark. I attack the bin a cure way with the hustle BTC. If I wait for you na dog better the bite than for the back. Una for tete but you the sleep for trenches. All the body order for some man na 5 stenches. You the say I sang song but it there for inches. Take money for change a future buy a pinches. Damn.
What you can do for you? Where you deny, say you no go live 'em. Shit, no way that for two. Call your baby, kuna de feel 'em. Feel 'em, feel 'em. Feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em. No kill 'em, no kill 'em, no kill 'em, kill 'em. A16 looks 35. We stepping with no 25. Pepper them, can you pepper them? Small thing, if I not talk at them. Pepper them, you go pepper them. Outside dark, na boy and get the pass. Move some loud, stay on guard, this is we get war. Them your dog, they go chop and run. Pop chamador, whip in a fall, this in a fall. Now who they for door, they no go hardcore. Why you never know hardcore? What you can do for you? When you deny, say you no go live 'em. Shit, no way that for two. Call your baby, kuna de feel 'em. Feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em, feel 'em. No kill 'em, no kill 'em, no kill 'em, kill 'em, kill 'em. Yeah. You understand no? Hey.
Arise.
Welcome back, beautiful viewers. Remember, this is still the show Arise and Shine, only on Abakwa Television. And now, let me welcome you into the Learning Lab. Remember, the Learning Lab is just that atmosphere where the one, the only teacher, Mrs. Shinada Williams, comes to give us 5 tips of something each time she's here. Guys, today of all this, she looks like one princess. Like, you know, when you fantasize about your dream lady. I'm sorry she's married already, but this lady is beautiful and she's on set to teach us in the Learning Lab. So I said that to say, focus on what she's teaching. Don't focus on another person's wife. Are we good? Well, let's have our teacher.
Sibel, you too do today. Oh.
Yeah, for you, you look beautiful.
The way you hype me today, you'll be hyping me these days.
Yes, because you have just been coming out. I don't know what your husband has been doing.
That husband.
Yeah.
Can we skip that?
We have to, because I don't want to be oppressed.
No,
by the way.
Yes, let's keep it.
Yes.
For the better of me and you.
You get it?
Yeah, because I'm sure where he is now, he's developing wings.
Oh, you don't want that?
No, I don't want that.
My gender and
it
pride.
can cause us different problems after.
My gender and pride. You're welcome on the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Sibel.
Yes, so we are ready for you. What are you teaching us today?
Hello, viewers of Abakwa Television. And then we are here again today to learn. We're going to continue from where we ended on Friday, I think, because I realized that we started with how to deal with conflict, but we didn't look at some causes of conflict. What are the reasons why people get into conflicts? Because you cannot deal with something that you have not been able to identify what actually causes them. Most of the times, the reasons why problems delay or problems are never solved is because we try to solve them topically. We are looking at the root causes of problems. So I believe that there are certain things that if we understand, it's going to help us to be able to avoid conflict. So let's look at a couple of things today. I'm going to start with a very personal one, which has to do with your past experiences.
Okay,
past experiences most of the times are reasons why people get into conflict. You know, people go through a lot in life, and everybody has their story. They have the things that they have gone through, and most of the times they will not want it to repeat themselves or itself. And then because of that, they find themselves in situations now where they develop self-defense mechanisms. Probably against the wrong person, and which nurtures conflict. Let's take, for example, somebody who has who grew up in a home where he or she was always neglected, and that person is looking for love. That person is looking for attention, and probably with time that person finds some love or a certain level of attention in another person, and later on starts feeling like that attention is not there the way the person deserves it. Remember, conflict is not only what we see physically. There is psychological conflict, of course, where actually the conflict is within you. You know, sometimes somebody could actually, it could be within you. There is a war waging within you, which you need to fight. It always has to do with a lot of these experiences which people have had. For example, a girl who has experienced breakup, and maybe she put in her all into that relationship. She cooked rice in the morning, fufu in the afternoon, egg in the evening. She was cooking 3 meals for the guy to keep the guy going, and then that guy breaks her heart. The next guy will come and she's like, I be doing for the other one, wait till it all happen. And then because of that past experience, she doesn't treat this next guy like a king. And because of that, there is some striving. That guy needs that attention. You're not giving him that attention because you're like, the person who came before you didn't give me that attention. So it just goes around the fact that sometimes our experiences pushes us into areas of internal conflict. And the conflict, of course, doesn't always remain internal. Before you know it, you start expressing it towards other people, and other people start having conflicts with you. But it's not actually what's happening at that point that's the problem. It's what you went through before. Now, number 2, we're going to talk about communication gaps. Most of the times, there's either miscommunication or communication has not been done in full. Either ways, it's going to give room to conflict. Imagine that I come to tell you a story here, and I don't start the story from the start. I get maybe to the very heated part. This thing is very common, especially when people want to be right. So when we want to be right, we keep out the part where we could be wrong. And then we explain just that part where we could be right. And because of that, there is some conflict somewhere. Probably I'm explaining to Sibel. I love women. Sorry, I always use you guys because it's very easy. I've had a discussion with Sibel, and probably we're talking about Shasha. Shasha, besides, we miss you. These days, I've not really been knowing what's happening in my life. So you better come back. We are waiting for you.
You better come back.
Yes. So I'm discussing with Sibel, and I just mentioned something about Shasha en passant. And the next minute, Sibel sees Shasha, and she's like, Schneider said this, Schneider said this. But you have not taken the story from the onset to explain why I said this, probably with good intentions. But the way you present it to her proves that the intentions were not legit or were bad. And then you discover that there's probably conflict now between Shasha and I, which I probably know nothing about because of the way information was relayed to Shasha. Those are the kind of things that could bring conflict. Very, very, very basic things, very normal things. I could want to give you an instruction, and I miss out one very little part of the instruction. and you maybe improvise and you have to add something into what I didn't say, and later on I come back, I'm like, no, this is what you were supposed to do, but you miss the fact that you didn't give me that information. And which goes to my number 3, which is expectation gaps. That's another thing that causes conflict, because I expect something from you, I've not communicated it to you, but I just expect that Baraza, you should do it. This one is a very big weakness for me. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm a very good example of those kind of people.
Okay.
I'm not saying that is good, because if I'm calling it, it means I have a problem.
Yeah.
Now, most of the times, there are certain things that, by default, I think that people of a certain age should know. So when I see you and I know that you're supposed to act this way, you don't act this way, to me, it's always like, why should I tell you? You're conscious of what you are doing. But the difference now between me and other people is that when I've put it like that in my brain, I take it away. It could kill you, and blame goes back to me. So now my weakness, that way I really need to work on. Yes, but now it comes to that point of expectation. Where most of the times in our relationships, we expect too much from people. We expect from people more than they can actually give us. And because of those expectations, when those people don't meet our expectations, it becomes conflict.
Okay.
Oh, I was brought up, for example, to know that when my mother is up, I should be up. So by default, when I hear my mother's door shake, I'm up.
You're up.
But now, probably like in my house now, I have children in the house who did not grow with me. But because I grew with that, maybe the first time I'll just tell you, when I'm up, I expect you to be up. And the next day you don't do it, I'm just like, you're conscious. How can you be sleeping when your mother in the house is up? And I just kick off with it, but that's not the right thing to do, of course. You need to communicate it, make your expectations known to the person when you have one. So there are 2 ways out of this. Either don't have expectations or communicate the expectations so that the person is aware of what you expect from that person. And in that way, it's easier for that person to give you what you expect from the person. I'm sure that I'm helping a lot of us, because when I'm saying that if they do me, I'm sure that if they do a lot of us. You see girls in relationships who expect their boyfriends to give them money, but they cannot tell the boyfriends that, please give me money. It's supposed to know how I maintain myself. My dear, communicate, it will help you.
Take responsibility as a man. What's your own?
I don't want to go too deep into it. Let's just leave it at that level.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, because if you want to go deep, we'll start looking at whether relationships are jobs.
No, I get it. Sisterhood is trying to be proud of you. Just know that.
But then I'm just going to suspend it at that level to say that in every relationship, it's 2 things. Either don't have an expectation or communicate your expectation.
Nice.
Because when those expectations are not communicated, it gives room for conflict. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is competition. And of course, I'm talking about negative competition. There is positive competition where I'm not trying to bring you down, but I'm trying to level up above you. So you're there, it's okay, but I'm trying to get above you. I'm not trying to bring you below where you are. That's positive.
Maybe not getting above them, but you trying to get above yourself.
Exactly.
The standards you've made for yourself.
Exactly. When I'm even talking in this sense, I'm talking about business people. In the business world, it's okay to try to get above the other person. Bring new marketing ideas, new strategies to get above the other person so that you can sell better. That's okay.
All right.
But like you were saying, if it's in a relationship between 2 people, I think I always say that your only competition is your yesterday. Your only competition in this world is your yesterday. Because that person you're competing with has their own line of life. They have their own things to accomplish. They have their own specific skills in them. So you should not be living trying to compete with that person. It should be more about, where was I yesterday? Where am I today? So that's one of the things that bring conflicts again. Negative competition. When you're trying to bring somebody down instead of trying to just go up. So competition is good, but it should not be negative. It should not be with the intention of making another person feel less.
Nice.
Okay, because when you have that mindset, everything in your brain becomes competitive.
True.
You see your fellow friend who who maybe has a job where she earns 500,000 and you earn 50,000, and the next thing you start thinking about is how can I get 500,000?
Yeah.
That person with 500,000 is going to be able to buy all the dripping clothes in the market, for example. You cannot buy your okrika for 200. Wash it well, iron it well. Sometimes it will come out, even you will be better than. There's one of my gowns I always tell my husband the story about.
Okay.
I bought that gown in 2013, 2014.
Okay.
I bought that gown for 150 francs.
Interesting.
Truth be told, 150 francs. But when I used to wear that gown, they used to see me like one
hot cake,
one sherry in the town. You get.
Yeah.
So sometimes even it's not about how much you spend, but about how well you're able to keep it and keep yourself, of course.
Definitely.
Because they never talk to say close na body, know what fits, okay?
Yeah.
We are not body shaming you, but I'm saying that as a woman, you should at least know what fits.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about, you see somebody who buys something for millions, but you don't see value of that thing on that person. So it's not really about how much you spend, but it's about how well you can manage yourself and your resources.
Okay.
So conflicts should not come because you're trying to compete with another person. That's a wrong thing to ever happen, and we must fight it. In our next session, we are going to be looking at ways to avoid conflict. So today, let's focus on the cause.
Okay.
Now I'm going to the last one, which is number 3, and it has to do with difference in values.
Okay.
Now,
in values.
Yes, we all have our different values, right? We have things which we have things which we don't like. We have the way we love to be addressed. We have the way we don't love to be addressed. There is just a lot of things that makes you and I different. For example, there are things that I feel free to talk about. You don't feel free to talk about.
True.
Yeah, there are places I love going. You don't love going. It's just life. And sometimes I think even in friendships, a lot of this kind of conflicts come where I'm not a club person, for example, and then my friend loves going to the club, and my friend is forcing me to go to the club because she is going to the club, and when I say I don't want to go, it becomes an issue. I mean, it's the same with church. I know that a lot of you always have a lot of issues with me because I come to that.
You come back to a Christian media.
Yes, like for me, I don't believe in inviting people to my church.
Wow.
Yes. It's my belief. I'm not imposing it on anybody. Okay. Like when I see people online saying fellowship, come, we have this, we have that, we have that. It's not wrong. If I have an occasion in church, yes, I can say come and fellowship with me. But I cannot identify that this brother or this sister has his or her own ministry where they are fellowshipping, and then I am continuously on them to leave their own church to come to my own. Probably on a Sunday when I should think that this person should have his or her own duties that he or she plays in their church. That's where I have my problem.
True.
So I think that, to me, that's it.
Yeah.
But for another person, the person thinks that for the church to grow, I need to do this, I need to do that. I believe me in soul winning. If I want my church to increase, I go out to those who have not been reached, I get them and I reach to them with the gospel. That's it. It's not about picking disciples from other people and all that. Like, if they come, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about church. Let's get back to where we were. Of course. So I'm just explaining that people have their different values. They have their own perspectives of saying things. So if I want to understand you, I must first of all understand your perspective of life.
Nice one.
I must understand how you would like me to address or to approach you. I must understand the kind of discussions I can bring up with you and the kind of discussions you're not going to be comfortable with. Okay. So now I'm already taking you to how to avoid conflict. I've already given you number 1. So next time when I'm here, you're going to give me this number 1 back. And the number 1 is that you need to understand the person you are dealing with.
Okay.
If I know that when I raise my voice at Sibel, she smacks. Why should I raise my voice at her? I should look for a different way to communicate the same thing to her without raising my voice at her. Okay. That way we will never have a quarrel because I've understood that this is who Sibel is, so this is how I should approach her to avoid us getting into quarrels. So there is a lot of things, but you need to understand the people you communicate with often.
Yeah.
because most of the conflict arises among people that we spend a lot of time with, or we meet often in our places of work, in our churches, in our quarters, and everywhere. So you need to understand people. There are some people that when you understand them, you just need to avoid them.
Okay.
Yes, and it's not like you have an issue with them, but you know that. Have you seen these people that from any angle you come, they have a problem? They're like African panacea. They're like African panacea. They are sweet, they are sour, they are bitter.
Yes.
At the end, you don't know what angle to take them from. So some of those people, sometimes maybe avoidance is the best practice. So what I'm saying in essence is just that people have their different values, they have their different characters, they have their different perspectives, and the misunderstanding of these things could raise conflicts. So these are some of the reasons why people have conflicts in lives, and why we even have internal conflicts within.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one affects you, and I'm sure that you have a wealth of more information that I don't have. I'm giving just 5. You could have number 6 right to number 10. The comment section is open, and I'm sure we are all ready to learn from you as well. But for today, that's the 5 we have.
Okay, and that was very beautiful, as brief as it was, coming from you. I'm proud. Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Schneider Williams, for always doing it so well and effortlessly. Yeah, that's how you do it. Beautiful viewers, like she said, give her flowers down there in the comment section. I'm thinking of being a good student today, but it's like I'm kind of stressed.
What's stressing you?
Relationship issues. Very toxic.
I cannot talk to you for my brain. Okay. Let me hold my brain.
But now you're here to help me. So let's remind ourselves of the 5 tips or causes of conflict. The first one she gave was stress. That boy in my head.
Past experiences.
Past experiences. The second was communication gaps. The third was expectations. The fourth. Well, let me get to the fifth. You said different values.
The third was competition, and that's why you missed the fourth.
To get it. Now, that's the 5 causes of conflict that Mrs. Schneider Williams shared with us this morning. I hope that you have learned. Now, once again, give her flowers. Well, you know, when she comes, she's not going, because we get to use her, and then we can now dump her.
You can never dump me, because you'll come back to me.
Of course, we can't. Yes, so Mrs. Schneider Williams, we have been receiving anonymous messages, just like the one we had the last time. Another person needs our advice. And so let's have the message again. A lot of you have been sending in messages, and once we place that message again, we will take your messages and also have the take of Mrs. Schneider Williams. So to this person who sent the anonymous message, make sure you are taking note of every advice that we are giving, not necessarily the advice, but the counsel. So you have rights to choose which one to take. So the message we received reads, please, I need advice. I'm in a difficult situation with my husband, whom I've been married to for several years. We have 5 children together. He easily gets angry when we are having a conversation, and he often becomes controlling, especially about me having more money than he has. He shouts at me and has continually beaten me even before he finally married me. And that always happens in front of our children and neighbors. I'm thinking of ending the marriage, but still thinking about my 5 children. Please, I need your advice. This message was received, and a lot of you have been sending in your contributions. Well, Mrs. Schneider Williams, let's have a few of these messages, and then we will have your take, right?
Okay.
Okay, back to your messages. Thank you all for staying tuned and for contributing. Now, this message says, I have a question for you. Have you considered documenting everything? Keeping a record of his behavior can be helpful if you decide to pursue legal action or need to explain your situation later. It's also a way to remind yourself of the reality of your situation, which can sometimes be hard to see clearly. Thank you very much. Hello, Sibel. The next message says, hello to you too. This is Madam Miranda. Great show. Thank you very much. This person, or to this person, think about what kind of life you want for yourself and your children. If you feel that he won't change, leaving might be the best option. Reach out to organizations that can help you create a safety plan and provide emotional support. You are not alone in this, okay? We still have a lot of messages coming in. I'll take two, and then Mrs. Schneider-Williams, you can come in. This one says, greetings to the house. Hope you all are doing well. Greetings to you too. We are doing well. Big Mommy, this person, this particular person will start the message with Big Mommy. Big Mommy, okay, Big Papa. Big Mommy go die because, Big Mommy no die because of picking them. Rubbish. Now this kind of thing them, they make people like me vex. Big Mommy, that picking them go survive, and you fit better take care of, or you fit better take care for them while alive than in the grave. Big Mommy, you don't hear? Okay. Next message says, good morning, Abakwa TV. Na Gerard from Tamulo. My sister life no complicate like you think. My sister life no complicate like you think. Check say what if you die, the picking them go survive na how. Then you know things say you fit better take care for that picking them from far than death. I just want to make you think small. No dio. Good one, nice one. Mrs. Schneider-Williams. A lot of messages are coming in, and this pigeon is killing me.
I can imagine.
Last one for you to contribute. Good morning, Abakwa TV. Namami be for small man con. My dear, one of my biggest regrets was to stay in marriage because of my kids. Now they have grown and left me behind in the house with the same beast I stayed with because of them. This man is hot. You must understand that these children will have their own life to live, and you have yours. Don't grow old with mental health. Thank you very much. Mrs. Schneider-Williams. These our viewers are rough. But yeah, we love people like that.
The viewers know they play. They don't come to ATV
they don't come to play. Yeah, so you've heard the contributions of our viewers. What do you have to say, particularly in this situation? I see a lot of things going on here. Domestic violence. The children are now involved. Financial insecurity. Yeah, let's have your take.
Well, first of all, I bet you married him saying that he's going to change.
Nice.
And this is my message to all the women out there, because I don't think you're the only person facing this situation. Men don't change.
Men don't
Take it from
change.
me. You see that man you're saying yes to, and the way you are saying yes to him, he will not change.
He will not change.
So I don't think that he's acting like that because you're not married, and when you enter the house, you will influence him. That man was with his mother for 25, 26, 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
He did not change.
It is you, Queen,
and
of
you
course.
think that it is you. Thank you for giving me the name. That will change
That
him
will
when you
change
get
him.
married to him.
Okay.
If person mama no change him, big mommy you cannot.
Okay.
So this is my advice to women.
Yeah.
Before getting married, weigh your pros and cons and be sure that you can deal with the cons.
I've heard.
Because they will not change.
Okay.
They will not change. They say a snake shades, but it doesn't change its color. I think there is a parable like that. So don't expect the man to change. Before you get married to that man, accept him as he is and be sure of that person that you are accepting at that point in time. If the bad things change in the marriage, good and fine. But in your brain, for your mental health, at that point when you are getting married to that man, know that he will not change. Don't think that you will take 20 days fasting, 21 days fasting because you and your husband. I'm telling you because I know the things that we say in church. Me and my husband have joined. He that is joined, he and the man, we have become one flesh. So your prayer will affect the man. When I get married to him, once we start having intercourse, we'll be linked together. So I will pray and it will change. Thank you, my sister. Let me tell you how I think. Not be God join you and that man. No, now you take your food, go join the man.
I hate
the Bible did not say that he that God joins together. He said he that finds a wife. Now the man take a kolo find you, you agree. Stop putting God in this equation.
Okay. You need water.
Let's go back to where we were.
Yeah,
because I think that those are a lot of things that we misquote. I'm sorry, I will probably step on toes, but I seriously have a problem with that. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Because at the end, we begin to blame God for joining people together who use their two brains to accept to come together. You invite God into the marriage, good, but not be He put you together. You took a conscious decision to be married to that person. I'm sorry, no vex. So, like I was saying, first of all, you need to understand, all women out there, you need to understand that at the point when you're saying yes to a man, consider that that man will not change. Now, secondly, I feel that this story is one-sided.
Okay.
The story is about what the man is doing to you, what the man is doing to you, what the man is doing to you. But my question is, what do you do to the man?
Another question is, should anything that a woman does lead to physical violence?
Good, I was still coming there to say that I don't advocate for violence, irrespective of what the woman does.
Okay.
But it is human sometimes for a man to get to that level. I'm not supporting it either, because if I sit someday I hear that a man has touched my child, that man will sleep behind bars before we discuss. Okay, but I'm saying that to me, I see the story to be a little bit too one-sided. It's all about what the man did, what the man has done, what the man has done. Why is the man insecure about the fact that you're earning more than him? That's a question we should ask.
Profound.
Why does the man get angry in the course of discussion? What are the things that you say that trigger him? I'm not saying that you're probably not submissive. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to think on the other side of the coin. And that's to say that with issues like this, I don't think that there are things that can be handled through advice on social media. You actually need to meet somebody who you can have an extensive discussion with, so that the person is looking at both sides, and then you look again to see if you can have help. But if there is no way out, I don't support that together forever. My sister, when he bat, carry your foot, run. But before that, make sure that you have tried to get necessary help. Which means that at this level where you are, seek counsel. I think Mr. Bryan was already talking about it here. He spoke about the fact that you can go to your pastor. If your pastor is counselor enough, you can go to a counselor. There are professional counselors out there. You can meet one. Because normally, if you go to a counselor, in the course of it, they must look for a way to get your husband involved in the counseling. And I believe that if you both are put down, there is possibility. Maybe that man, as Mr. Bryan too was talking, he was talking about people's upbringing. There is a possibility that a man who grew up in a violent home could develop those violent attributes. For example, maybe that man even needs a lot of mental help. So you need to look into it and see if there is a possibility of working it out. Even if it means that you guys need to separate for a while, you work on each other and you come back. If it is workable, then you can work. But after some time, if you see that there is no way out, then you better go your separate way. And I'll advise that people are separated while you're working it out. Because he will not stop beating you in one day. And you never know the day that the hand is going to lead to your death. So separate. Seek counsel, and then you can come back together. But you should not separate in a way that you cannot come back together, because I know how some of we women do it. So you have to be very strategic. That's why you should seek a counselor even before you get to that level of separating, because that counselor will help you to know how to do it in a way that you can still reconcile and fix your home.
Let me step in and talk about the children. 5 children are involved in these cases. Well, this is not particularly to this case, but to children who grow up in that kind of an environment. Do you think that, do we have safe spaces like that? Since you're that kind of an organizational person, do we have safe spaces where, you know, we include children who grew up in domestic homes and they are receiving that counseling from that tender age, so when they grow up, that effect won't come back bouncing at them?
There are a lot of organizations who do that. A lot. Personally, my organization offers those services to both children and even up to adults, because we concentrate sometimes a lot on the children and we forget that if we solve the adults, we're actually solving the children. So there are a lot of organizations who do that. But the problem we face most of the times is disclosure. That's for the people themselves to first of all accept that it's a situation and be willing to get help. But we are working towards it by the day, and we are looking for a way to navigate these situations and help those people. Because trust me, it's really a serious one. Like I said in some editions back, the family is the core of the society. And when the family is shaky, the whole society is shaky. So I think there are a lot of organizations who are trying to solve this problem at the level of the family. There's social welfare, there's family welfare, there's women empowerment and the family, and other community-based organizations that are involved in this. To say that if you're a young person and you think that you're still dealing with a lot of this childhood trauma, you should seek help.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we have maximized our time. It's time for you to get your brain teased, and now you can go enjoy your life with your husband.
Thank you for adding that husband to it.
Yes, I had to say. You know, Pastor Philas of our last edition said he's married to one wife and then he leaves it like that.
We go marry you.
Yeah, so guys, that's how you have seen it in the Learning Lab with Mrs. Shinada Williams. But before she takes her leave, let us tease our brain. Or should we give you the same thing we gave you last time?
See there.
No,
You're always coming after me.
We are teasing
however you do it, I'm ready for you.
We are teasing your brain.
Past experience has readied me for you.
Now, I'm proud of myself because at least I'm helping you. Well, guys, let us tease the brain of Mrs. Shinada Williams and yours as well. So what's the riddle we have for you now? It says, which 6 letters can frighten a thief away? Which 6 letters can frighten a thief away? And that's it. It's as simple as you can say it. So I'm giving you 1 second. 1.
Letters.
Yeah, letters.
Can frighten a thief
away.
I'll pass.
She passes.
I try to process it as words, but it's not words, it's letters, which means that it's one word. But I cannot get the word.
Okay. So you pass.
Yeah, I'll pass.
All right. Thank you very much for passing. For me now to say, recorded on this edition of the show, Rise and Shine, your teacher, Mrs. Shinada Williams.
The answer is police.
I'm going to deal with everybody in this studio. God will have mercy on you guys. I see what you guys are doing. But it's fine. Why are you laughing? Because you know you never really knew it.
The Lord spoke to my ears.
Oh, wow.
Through his servant, and I heard.
This is blasphemy against
It's not blasphemy. He spoke through his servant. I heard.
Ah, now I get it. It's been a wonderful time with you. Your last words and a few people to say hello to.
My last words to everybody watching me is that the general thing, especially in our African community, has caused people not to be able to speak out when they need help. So my word for you today is speak out. Whatever you are facing, remember that you are not alone. There is somebody somewhere who is facing the same thing with you. There is somebody somewhere who has gone through that same thing with you. And there is somebody somewhere who is destined to help you out of that thing. What kills most of us most of the times is that we don't open up. I know that sometimes it's difficult to find who you should be vulnerable to. But of course, there is somebody somewhere that you can be vulnerable to. You need to speak up. You need to open up to get the help that you need. And then I'm going to give a shout out to Shasha. Today is your day for me, babe.
Prophetess.
You have not been prophesying in my life for a
And we
couple
miss
of
you.
days now, and I think we really miss you. And since you went, let me report, there has been no breakfast in this studio. No breakfast.
That's to show her how important she is.
Yes, more than us.
That's
no
your
problem,
word.
Sibel. Judgment
you're
is coming.
responsible.
Judgment is coming, Sibel.
You're responsible for what you understand or what I said. Okay.
God will judge you, Sibel. God will judge
Now,
you. So, Shasha, we miss you and we hope to see you soon. To our amazing Bao Drake behind the scenes, the only man who brings a camera but is never in front of the camera. You're doing a good job, and we say kudos to you. And all my beautiful Abakwa TV viewers, this is Arise and Shine. Keep watching, but don't watch only Arise and Shine. There is a lot more in store for you on Abakwa television.
Top of the week to you, ma'am.
And that's how she stole it. Thank you, Sibel.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you saw it in the Learning Lab with Mrs. Shinada Williams. I hope you have been educated enough. Just so you know, your Odogwu #1 out of 3 in the world is coming in no time soon to tell you everything that has been trending online and on site, even behind your house that you do not know of. That is to say, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, beautiful viewers. Like I told you before we went on that quick break, your Odogwu #1 out of 3 is here. Prince MC Protocol. Let's get to him. Good morning, Prince.
Good morning, Sibel. That was an amazing program to all those who came before me. They were amazing, and they said everything that there probably is to say about the topic of discussion. Yes, but nevertheless, I am here to talk about Kongosa, and I'm going to go straight away this morning to talk about the fact that, well, let's first of all touch some very pertinent issues about the political atmosphere in our country now. Yes, so remember that it is a political season in Cameroon, and we have about 12 contestants that have been adopted to participate in the October 12 elections. And among these contestants is this very young man, Hiram, yes, that visited Senegal, the grave of the late Amadou Ahidjo. Yes. Remember, it's this same journey that Issa Chiroma was stopped. Yes, was stopped from going at the airport. Yes, so that begins to ask us the question: how is visiting Amadou Ahidjo's grave in Senegal going to help you win the elections?
I don't understand.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Spiritual that we do not know of.
Yeah, it probably is. Yes, because these people before now have never even dreamt of going there to visit. But just to go there and snap a picture is now looking like something that everybody wants to do. Okay. Still about elections, remember they have been called for a coalition that is going to enable us have a new president in the country this year. And that said, about 7 candidates have met for a second conclave to talk about a possible coalition. And among these people are notable absentees like Kanto, Cabral Libil, and SDF.
True.
Yes, that is raising the questions that if you're not standing for this election for selfish reasons, then I think that a coalition is really the best option, the best way forward now for this country. So people have been raising a lot of questions why Joshua Osih and his SDF, that seems to be the most organized party in these elections and not part of this coalition. But Joshua Osih said that for him to be part of that coalition, SDF has to be leading it. Okay. Same other people inside come for you for a coalition, obviously you going to go for a coalition.
Nice one.
That already that already nice stipulates as a certain level of, you know, let's not talk further. We're not campaigning for any particular party here. We're just saying the things as they are. Now let's leave from there and talk about talent. Yes, we have talent in Cameroon, and we are going to watch this short video where we see these young talented kids really spitting some hot bars for us to be and for us to enjoy. Let's watch that video.
I come out Josh, I go put me not to God. Everybody that they looking that they tell me say that we're cutting my mouth. Keep scissors, beg on no fist stop. Anyway, I pull up. Everywhere I go, that they telling me, say me I don't go TV, money with me. Patching with me, I be what? You know, pay my money. They calling me thief, go. Now the thing, I pray not to go. Why you they do me this thing? Many of them they believe me. It's come over my eyes and I cry. My mama they all get down.
They want to get cocoa. Now cocoa leaves no overtake them because that one a equang soup. Because the way they see the jolly worker is I think I make some money. Didn't jacka them also go fire. No overtake them because that's a over the what system. Me and Waga me le cloge, but I want the party because that one a granted. They already know them. They don't make us with the people start for the hala. Only the mutumu for corner they make them buy the Chris. Mango Joe Jimmy Mona una the job for yes. No overtake a nigga man to come in for yeah. Because I know what they want me.
For the longest so rain to the fall, sun to the shine. Hey, even money people be starting for floor. Medically speaking, music give we keep for open the door. Me and the breeze no be ever fall. Men they over talk make it cut out. We know how over get and jenge made the pop out. Mutumbu there no the first time. Me and Likobu will know the ever force out.
Because you no go ever fed that. They made the day was skin, no be so get inspiration thing where they do and made the thing got the camp. Because I just the same at the talent where he just there for what system. He don't need to know say the jacka
they he picking, you know.
What they are doing and how they are doing it. We expect that in a few years to come, these kids will probably be in the likes of, you know, the Jovi and the Stanley Eno in Cameroon. Talking about Jovi, Jovi is one of the artists, I think after Kosi, that have really, you know, spoken about the elections and peace in Cameroon. Yes, you know that most of us are online, you know, cursing our celebrities that this is the time that we really need them to stand for justice, but they are not saying anything. So Jovi has, you know, said some words in music that is going to, you know, reflect on what is happening in Cameroon. Let's just listen to a teaser of that music by Jovi.
Okay.
Come out some kind of place where even in the day, picking up you go outside play. People dying every day for your mind to be safe. For church now for peace we dey pray. I call my boy youngie brother, my bounce up brother, make we collabo. I call my Bamin June sister, my full bass sister, make we collabo. Oh yeah. FSCB, Anglo, West Franco, Nadia, Northwest, West, Southwest. Many people, they look and funny, but we dey gonna back. I hope say it go better right now. 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 Yeah.
Yes, that is Jovi saying that things have to be better. Yes, remember, if you want to go online now to say that, you know, that our celebrities are not doing anything or saying anything as per the struggle, as per the elections. They have said it, yes. Kosi came the other day online, really went live in an emotional video, calling for our part to step down and allow younger generations to take over.
How to think of it?
Yes. So they have said it, and they are still saying it. That is a very big one, because in times like this, our celebrities really have a lot to play, because a lot of people look up to them. If all the celebrities endorse one particular candidate, if we are not careful, that candidate may win. Yes, because a lot of people really look forward and look up to them and do literally everything they say. Talking about our celebrities, Lil Bianca, remember, after dropping People That went viral, Lil Bianca is going to release another song on Friday the 15th of August titled No Waters. Yes, we are still going to watch a very short teaser of that video titled No Waters that will be released on the 15th of August by our Cameroon international star Lil Bianca.
Just go down on your knees, keep praying for me, praying for me. Filling me up,
It's a very short teaser of the music No Waters by our international star Lil Bianca. Yes, so for on the 15th of August, we are going to, finally get to savor the full soundtrack that will be dropping that same day. Now, let me leave from there and ask this question to you, Sibel. Do you think that, women, even if they earn more than their husband, should at least contribute to the upbringing of the, a home?
Of course. Why not?
Because many women have the saying that my money now, my money, why your money now, our money.
It's still the same thing. When you give me the money, I'll keep it, and now use it in the upkeep of the house.
Okay, popular Nigerian actress Omoni Nikki says that she brings about 30% of the entire expenses in her home, and because of that, her husband really values her. Yes, that is very true, because no matter how much your woman earns, right? Once in a while, if you just, even if the woman doesn't earn at all, once in a while, you just do things. Yes. It makes that guy, even if, no matter how rich the guy is, but it gives you some sort of value because of that guy.
Us, right?
Yes. So this is talking to our women here in Bamenda. While you're a hairdresser, do not look at, even if you're a hairdresser and your husband is a politician. I use the word politician because yes. Do not look at what your husband is doing. Just assume that that little thing that you can bring to the table will really make that man value you. Yes. Even if your husband is Aliko Dangote, right? Which means he's the richest person. Do not consider that, what can I really buy this man that he cannot buy for himself? Still take that move to even buy that man the cheapest of things. Trust me, that guy is going to value you so much because of that thing you bought. Yes, so that is what...
So that's a green light to all the ladies.
Yes, that is what Omoni Nikki is saying, that 30% of, she brings in 30% of whatever expenditures they incur in raising their home. And because of that, their husband values. Yes, that is even practical, even in my life. Yes, I like because she don't show me make some kind of moves. It's very important. It's not depend on me all the time. And she don't like yesterday, the movie 10K. I was like, hello. Shut down.
How they do
Total shut down.
Okay.
Yeah, that is amazing. Okay, let's leave from there and still talk about celebrity and marriages. Yes. Davido, remember Davido got married over the weekend. That's last Saturday. And Davido is claiming that he spent about $3.7 million.
Okay, you're good at that.
For his white wedding at Miami Beach, Chicago. Yes, $3.7 million. My brothers in the Lord. In Naira, it's about 5.5 billion Naira, and in francs, it should be about 2 billion francs plus. Abai! In Bamenda here, 3 million for wedding, you are shut down. Yes, but someone is telling about 2 billion francs for a wedding. Now,
they cannot pressurize us.
Even if you have that money, Sibel, to spend in Bamenda and you want to spend it, how in God's name will you spend 2 billion? What will you be doing with that 2 billion? Now say you go to talk say hall na 1 million, you say no, I over give money or then give na 10 million.
I don't understand.
When I say DJ go say it be na 150, you say no, because I give money or give 5 million.
You get it?
How will you spend 2 million?
How? Like I really want to understand how.
Well,
Okay,
we no doubt and why, because you know money na water. Yes, but we can only talk about these things. I can personally, I know if envy there. Envy why?
Why? Don't do that.
Yes, 5 million on my wedding is too much. Chef, they okay for me. I will still shut down Bamenda. Yes, total shut down.
Right.
Now, if you look at guys like Davido that are spending $3.7 million for their wedding, look at someone like Tiwa Savage. Tiwa Savage says that the worst mistake she has ever done in her life is dating broke men. Yes. So I think they now say no go ever date the broke man. Ask and say, okay, this girl is over 40 years old. You are still talking about dating my sister-in-law.
She's divorced. She's divorced.
She's divorced.
Remember, yeah.
Yes. Even at that, she said that she cannot even date broke men, which means that broke men are really in trouble. Yes.
That's why most men are always skeptical about women or their women expanding financially.
Yes, that is
because
very
of stuff
true.
like this, yeah.
Yes. Remember, the other person that said something like this was Burna Boy. Burna Boy displayed a ring worth about $2 million, saying that he cannot date a woman that cannot afford to buy him something like that. Yes, and now Tiwa Savage is saying that she cannot date anything that concerns brokenness. Day. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you even to caution, Tiwa Savage is expensive now. Just looking at her in her videos and caution is going to cost you money. Yes. Now about money, let's talk about Pela, who just spent about 50 million naira to open one of the biggest streaming studios.
These Nigerian celebrities,
in Nigeria. The way they are just spending the money,
I don't understand how.
Is it the same showbiz that all of us
the
are
same
doing?
Nigeria that we hear of a lot of poor people, you get,
And we still have the richest people coming from there.
there.
Same showbiz that have been in for 10 years.
Come on.
Yes, I mean, if Obama Pela no they showbiz for 2 years.
Can you imagine?
Then they spend 50 million for B studio.
Can you imagine?
Hi!
There's one poverty trap in Nigeria.
Yeah, so well, we are not going to talk much, but I hope you've enjoyed. But before then, let's take our Forex tips for today.
Okay.
Before we cap this edition of Congosa.
Okay.
Now, our Forex tips for today is simply outlining some candlestick signals that you may want to apply in your trading routine next week, so that you can see a swift change in your career as a Forex or crypto trader. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Brings MC Protocol. Remember, we always love it when you come to tell us everything that's trending, and you always ease up the atmosphere effortlessly. Thank you. Okay, so on today's edition of the show, we are running out of time already. So based on this anonymous message that we received, you are just going to give this person an advice. But first, a few of you have sent in so many messages that we cannot afford to take all. So the last two, and then we are good to go. So the last or second to the last message that we are going to be taking, possibly on our next edition, we are going to comment on your messages, just in case we do not take them again. Okay, this one says, hello, Sybil. Thank you for doing what you do. It's Manka from Maotung Kwen. Thank you very much, Manka. Sis, what you permit in front of your children will determine what they will accept in life. For example, there are a lot of women I know who think that if your husband does not beat you, he doesn't love you. As absurd as it sounds, but it's true, because they watched their parents express these threats before them. You may kill your generation by that decision. Now, this is deep, and I appreciate you sending this message, Manka, from Mile 2. Okay, last but not least, on today's edition of the show, it says, hello, my dear. If you stay, your girl children will look for husbands like your man, because that is the closest thing to a husband to them, and they know wow. Okay, and they know, while the boys will look for girls that accept beating as part of love, which endangers our society. Now, this makes sense. Thank you all so much for contributing and staying tuned right from the beginning up till now. Back to Prince MC Protocol. Just an advice about this person who has found herself in a domestic, in a violent or domestic violent home. She has 5 children, and this man disrespects, beats her up before her children. She's thinking of leaving that marriage, but now 5 children are involved. What's your advice?
Okay, we've heard a lot of advices from Mrs. Schneider, and you know, I think that there are 5 children involved already, but now it's possible to live a marriage without, you know, really living that marriage. Yes, taking a break from a toxic relationship like that most of the times really works. Yes, because take it from me, I think that even married people at times really need short time, a short break, like 1 week, 2 weeks aside. It makes them appreciate the value of your partners. Yes, so I think that the best thing for that woman is to take a leave of absence.
Nice.
Yes, 1 week,
like
2
you don't know
weeks.
the importance of something until you lose it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes, the man is at home with 5 children. Without that, you know, the woman is a glue of that home. Without 5, you don't even take the children. Allow the children with that man.
Okay.
For 1 week, 2 weeks, that man will can't find you, beg you.
This
yes,
is smart.
I know what I'm talking about.
You know what your gender can do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because I think that when that man is going to see how difficult it is to actually really take care of a home with 5 children without the woman, I think that that man is really going to value the presence of that woman in the house, and that value automatically translates to, you know, being more romantic and more, you know, charming, and respects the woman.
Okay. So thank you very much, Prince MC Protocol.
Definitely.
And with this, your message, I believe we can call it done on today's edition of the show. So I'm saying special thank you to all of you who stayed tuned. Now, I want Prince MC Protocol to make you laugh as we close. So this time, you're going to say it right from Pidgin to English, and then we smile over it, and then we are good to go on with the week. So Prince MC Protocol, this is the message you have to say right in Pidgin. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you?
Well, I think that Pidgin is just, you know, Pidgin is an official language, and English too is an official language. So translating from Pidgin to English shouldn't be much of a problem.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so you're ready. Okay, Prince MC Protocol. Now this same hot water where they make egg hard. They make potato soft. Now this same hot water where they make egg hard. They make potato soft.
The same hot water that makes an egg hard also makes a potato soft.
Wow, Oxford, man.
That's the best I can do. The same hot water that makes an egg hard also makes a potato soft. Or is the same hot water? The same hot water that makes an egg hard also makes a potato soft.
Yes. Okay. It's left for you guys to judge as usual, right? So let us know if Prince MC Protocol said it right, or if there is a better way to say it. Down in the comment section, and the number is always on your screen, right? But now we are finally saying bye-bye. Your last words, Prince MC Protocol.
Okay. Well, like as always, it was an amazing time here, and I hope that all the things I've said here on Kongosa are things that, especially some of the advices that we gave with the woman, you know, actually helping in bringing up her home and her children. I think that that is something every woman should, you know, catch as a take-home message for my slot today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prince MC Protocol. Top of the week to you.
Likewise.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's edition of the show Arise and Shine, that comes to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as from 9 a.m. Remember, it's that show where we engage you viewers in real-time discussions on current events, lifestyle topics, and societal issues. I am hoping on today's edition you have been educated enough, you've been motivated enough, you've gotten to know more about fashion and style, you've gotten to know more about drug substance abuse, and you now know all that is trending online and on site. Calling it done today, I want to say special thank you to all of you who contributed on today's edition of the show. Thank you to our producer par excellence, Jean-David Baudreg. And if you haven't followed Abaka Television on Facebook, on YouTube, you can subscribe to that now, and also search us on WhatsApp as Abaka Television to join the channel. Saying that to say, I have been your wonderful host, Menyam Sibol. Until next time, choose Abaka Television.